Hi, class. This is for Management 660. My name is Dr. Barbara Gast, and I wanted to give you just some tips when it comes to taking the quiz in week one. And I've had questions about it, so I thought we'd just be upfront. There are 30 points. I know some of you are concerned because you've been losing a few points on it, so let me share this. In week one, what we're trying to do is look at a case study, select a case study, and we have to think about where we're going to be at the end, meaning in week eight, what are we doing with this case? So the first step is certainly selecting the company and finding a vision, what their vision, mission statement is. But that's not the end all goal. We're thinking, what are we going to do with this? Why are we looking at it? Uh, do you, as an individual, have to be thinking about building a strategy? Yes. So you will end up on a team of three. Some of you have four, but let's say the ideal team is three individuals, and there will be a strategy that your team comes up with. You do not know that strategy in week one. Let me just be clear with that. So we will, by the end of the course, certainly have a strategy that the team has come up with. You will also be judged on your individual assignment of coming up with a separate strategy. So overall, there'll be three strategies, one for each individual team member, and the team strategy, and they're all different. Now, how do you come up with a strategy? And this is what we're going to be learning in this class. But let me just say, the textbook is very good in laying this out. We'll be using the strategyclub.com website. Very important, reduces a lot of the busy work in creating charts and graphs. Your paper will look fantastic. In the end, you're basing your strategy on the evidence or the data that you've collected in the class. So pay attention to how do you come up with a strategy, and I will be offering tips throughout the week. Usually put something out there that says further guidance for that topic area, and I can anticipate some of the frustrations saying, where do I find this or that? We want you to use the tools that are offered in the topics area. Each week, if you go into the topic area on the right-hand side, there are handouts. You need to be selecting some of those handouts. In fact, I would recommend open each one of them, just see what they are, and then try to incorporate that into your writings and your research. And if you read the assignment instructions, whether it's group or the individual, most of these indicate you need to have drawn in your reference page, you need to have from the library, from the corporate website, or from the topics area. And if you don't use anything from the topics area, you will be penalized. And certainly as we get to the end. Uh, the Where do we start developing these strategies? It will start servicing in week 5. So it's not right at the end, but once we identify a strategy, then we begin to develop how we will implement it. And how can you earn an A when you're developing your strategy individually? That's always the concern. We're looking for innovation. You know, we can lay out the facts in different ways to come up with a different approach. And so my strategy is not necessarily better than your strategy. It's just simply they're different. And the classic example, of course, is if we're going to college. How I approach college is different than you. You may say, I want to spread it over 10 years. I don't want to have any debt, whatever, based on the information, your conditions, your resources. Another person say, I want to go as quick as I can. Maybe I can get it in 3.5 years and I'll have a debt. Those are not right or wrong. They're just simply saying, based on what information you have, that is a good strategy. And that's what I'm going to be looking at. Strategy's got to be based on your curiosity, that you're looking at things with an open eyes. How many stages are there in this course? There's actually 3, and we'll be talking about those increment steps. We're just in the fact gathering at this point. In what weeks are the peer evaluations? Week 3 and week 8. We want you to take a look at how you can be better at what you're doing, not to find fault with individuals, but what you're looking for is making certain that you've accepted part of the responsibility. Maybe I should have reached out. Maybe we should have had more planning, identified what the tasks were earlier, and got started. Whatever your approach, but you need to have, again, what are the facts? What is the data in front of you that would say that your team is performing, and the individual members, where can it be improved? You can adjust the vision mission if you find that its factors have entered into it. So you've got some flexibility. You don't have to. I'm just saying it's not cast in stone what you develop in the first week. So at the end, we're looking for this strategy that is about not just profits. It is financial. Certainly, we look at financial reports. But today, we're shifting our thinking from just a shareholder theory, where it's about profits, to where we're looking at stakeholders. 3 Ps: people, planet, profits. And if you don't have that in mind, it's not a healthy organization. Okay? I think that pretty well gets us started. And let's see where we go from here. So feel free to reach out to me. You need to get permission on your company. You can do that by putting it into the class questions, the messages area. You could text me if you want to. I will respond to that. You can call me even. All right. So with all that being said, I'm glad to have you in class. Let's get started.